Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and today we're going to be making this super cute penguin card using our Penguin Builder Punch, which is 60% off. It is a retiring item on what we call the last chance list. It is marked down to, I think it's $7.60. And so we're going to make a super cute card featuring some retiring items today. And I also wanted to shout out the Yeti to Party stamp set and the coordinating dies, the Yeti dies, which are also marked down to 60% off. So leave me a comment. Let me know, have you shopped the last chance sale yet? Do you already own this Penguin Builder Punch or Penguin stamp set? I would love to know. Are you making cards with or for the kids or grandkids in your lives? Because this is who we're focusing on today. This is one of the cards that my son was mesmerized by. He loves penguins of Madagascar. And for those of you who may be familiar with Finding Nemo, there's a certain seagull scene where all of the seagulls are staring down at one of the characters. And I just sort of had a vision for this card. So that's where this comes from. So we're going to get into this, but right now I'm referring to this mini catalog, July to December, which is the catalog that is currently retiring. These are the dies, the Yeti dies that have been marked down to $11.20. And I just wanted to stress that these dies and stamps, both from Penguin Place and then also from the Yeti dies, can actually be combined, used for one or the other or both. If you are creating winter scenes, winter cards, if you're going for something really cute or focusing on characters, I highly encourage you to shop this sale, and I have links in the description box below. So this card's actually pretty simple. We're just going to be using a couple of different ink colors here: Tahitian Tide, Pumpkin Pie, and Memento Tuxedo Black. So for the Memento Tuxedo Black, we're going to be doing the penguin's eyes. The beak is going to be in Pumpkin Pie. And then also the Tahitian Tide is going to be for our snowflakes. And then also for the frame on our card. For those of you who prefer to watch the full-length replay at regular speed, I keep that on my Facebook business page at Stamping with Hart, H-A-R-T, and you can, see more of the conversation and everything in regular speed there. Over here in the replay version, I'm going to speed this up slightly because we are punching, stamping, and assembling 14 penguins for this card. I ended up punching 2 additionals just to have extras in case I made a mistake, a stamping or something, but it worked out fine. So what you're seeing on the card is actually 14 punched out penguins. So we're going to do this sort of in an assembly line style. This is absolutely great for any scrap cardstock that you may have in either your basic white or your basic black. Of course, if you would want to do like a cute color, if the kids are younger, I think that would be great. I personally think that this type of a project is perfect to include your children with or your grandchildren. So if they like, to craft with you, or they just want to be a part of what you're doing, you could put on really cute Christmas music or a Christmas movie and have them do the punching or have them do the gluing, as long as they are, able to do those steps or they understand the safety aspects of using the punch, as long as they have supervision. I always encourage to get the kids or the grandkids, involved if you can. My son, he likes doing sensory sort of seeking activities and punching out pieces and seeing what they turn into. That is something that is very interesting to him. And then, of course, the card layout was visually interesting to him because he loves penguins. So this is definitely something that you could do. The other thing that I was thinking of is that you could actually create some winter scenes by standing out or die cutting out some of those mountains with the snow caps and, do some stamping with some snowflakes with the snowflake stamp, and then have them plug in the penguins into the card or into the scene wherever they like. I think that could be cute too. So we're using basic white and basic black cardstock here. I recommend kind of trimming off those little scrappy pieces as you're punching across a panel, because you don't want any paper to get stuck in your punch. You don't want your punch to get jammed. And that's a rare occasion, but if you were to be doing this again and again and again, like we're doing 14 times, I would just recommend getting those little scraps out of there. Just shake them out, you know, in between punches, and you should be just fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do sort of an assembly line stamping. And I'm pulling out the sequins here for those of you who may like to make shaker cards. This card would also make a perfect shaker card. It would be so cute. Those are our fancy sequins that you can get in the annual catalog. They come in 3 different colors. You get the whole pack of 3. So what we're going to do is some assembly line stamping. I'm going to do this freehand. We're starting with the Memento Black and the eye stamp from the Penguin Play stamp set. We're just going to go all the way across. This reminds me a little bit of E.T. when I stamped this first step because of the shape around the eyes, you know. Any of you who are familiar with that movie. I guess I'm just really feeling the character movie vibes with this project today. And then, of course, with the little beak, you could do different colors. Like I was saying, I chose pumpkin pie. And I like to stamp the beak a little bit closer to the eyes. I just feel like it makes a cuter face. But you can position it, you know, wherever you think is best. And then we're just going to assembly line stamp this across as well. And you can see they come together pretty quickly. I'm going to be using my multi-purpose glue to glue these pieces together. And I would recommend that you do the glue right, you know, up around the eyes on the back panel too, so that those panels don't separate. I was finding that if I didn't put the glue up around there, that it looked like it was going to come apart. So if you're using a different type of adhesive, you know, you do whatever works best for whatever adhesive that you are using. Now, multi-purpose glue takes a minute to dry, so it's nice to do this in an assembly line style because you can give the penguins a few minutes to dry before you start adding them to your frame. And this way, by the time you're going to trim off the edges of the penguin that you don't need from your frame, it'll be nice and dry and you won't worry about getting anything goopy on your scissors. If you do use a separate pair of scissors for anything involving adhesive, you might want to use those scissors for this project because we are going to cut these penguins. We're going to trim them down after we get them positioned around our frame. So you can see here, now, you know, you can have fun with this. You can play with the positioning. If 14 penguins are a little bit much for you, I'm sure you can cut that number down just by positioning the penguins a little bit differently, or you could try a different size frame, whatever would work best for you. But this particular frame that we are using on this card with Tahitian Tide cardstock is from the Fabulous Frames dies. And those can be found in our annual catalog. I will make sure that I have a full clickable list of products that you can purchase. It's the holiday products or the mini catalog products that have been listed either on the last chance list or the updated clearance rack. Our annual catalog price, our annual catalog products are not included in the last chance sale, is what I'm trying to say there. But if you click the link to my blog, you will get a full list of every product that I used on this card today. So this is the full-size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because this die is the largest in the set of the Fabulous Frames dies, and this will need the full-size machine. We have a mini. Other frame dies in that set would work with the mini, but this one needs the full-size machine. We're going to save that inner rectangle for the Yeti card, which I'm just going to show you guys a picture of the Yeti card in the beginning of the video, and I'll pop the Yeti card picture back up in the end. And I use the inner rectangle for that, but I'm not going to recreate that card on camera with you because it's basically the same concept as what we're doing here with the penguins. You would just swap out your character. Now, this is a snowflake cluster stamp from Penguin Place. We're stamping it in Tahitian Tide ink, and we're just literally going in a border. So very simple. You just go to the last snowflake and you stamp the next row, and you just keep going around. This is our tear and tape adhesive. And what I'm doing here is I want to cover all of the back of this frame. This is the back of the frame, because what we're going to do is we're going to attach our penguins to it as we position them. And you want to make sure that you have an adhesive that has a good hold on them for when it's time to trim this down. So This is actually going to be like a two-step adhesive process where we're doing the glue on this part of the frame so that we can stick our penguins to it. And then we're going to put foam adhesive strips on the back of the whole panel once it's complete to adhere it to the card base. I recommend starting in the corners because you can get a really cute, whimsical feel for it. And then you can start to build out the rest of your group of penguins here right around these little guys. And I did put them in at different, varying angles and heights all throughout this card. And I mean, it comes together pretty quick. You can see how cute it is. And you can layer them on, whatever you would think. So just make sure that you don't overlap them too much. So each penguin kind of has its little place, and that makes it easier to trim them once you have them all positioned. But I really like that concept of some of them peeking out behind others, and some of them who were like almost fully standing in the frame, like they had to get in there to look, and then some who were like, just kind of barely squeezing in there, like this little guy right here. So once you have all of your penguins positioned, we're going to get our paper snip scissors and we're going to start trimming. Now, the key to not cutting your frame here is you're going to slightly bend back the penguin, and that's when you're going to cut. You're not going to bend it too much. You're just barely pulling it away from the frame so that you can trim behind it. And that way, that will protect your fabulous frame die cut here, and you'll only be cutting the penguins, which nobody will see behind the frame. Doesn't have to be a clean cut, right? Just so long as you can't see them peeking out past the edge of this blue frame. I love the Tahitian Tide color. This is one of our new in colors from 2022 annual catalog. It's so cute. These are among Connor's favorite colors, I can tell you that. He loves the blues, Pacific Point, Tahitian Tide. A lot of his favorite characters are in these colors. So now I'm getting those foam adhesive strips, and we're going to do like a full sort of frame of the strips, but I'm also going to take some extra foam adhesive strip pieces, and I'm going to do some reinforcement behind some of the heads of the penguins. Not everyone, but some of them. And that's just to help that, with the dimension on the panel. Now, if you were doing a shaker card version of this, this is where you would have the window sheet. You would put that down before you put down your adhesive. You would put your little sequins in there and then adhere the card base to it. But in this case, this is just an open little space here where we're going to put our stamp, and we don't have to worry about the sequins. Just make sure if you are making it a shaker card that there's no place back here for the sequins to escape. Now, the foam adhesive strips are a little bit wider than the Stampin' Dimensionals, and that's why I'm using the strips for all of it. And so here we're going to stamp our Be Cool, Be Merry, Be Chill sentiment, which is so cute, also in Tahitian Tide. So just be mindful of how much room you have left in your frame. There are many different, sentiments that you can use here. But that pretty much wraps up our card. So I hope you enjoyed this. This was rather a quick video. Click the subscribe button if you like card making tutorials. I have lots going on here. We did so many Christmas projects. I do alternate paper pumpkin projects. Leave me a comment, like this video, and be sure to stay tuned to the next video. And don't forget to check out our last chance sale. Once these items are gone, they're gone. They're while supplies last. And I wouldn't want you to miss out on some of these most adorable sets that are 60% off. All right, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.